When a game has been out for some time, the developers have to employ some sort of tactic to help it stay relevant. In other words, profitable, so they can keep working on it. For games that have a PvP element like Guardian Tales, it usually involves catering to specific players, the ones willing to pay money to get a leg up on the competition. Now what does that mean for free-to-play players? Well, competing at higher ranks is tougher, completing collections will take longer, and if you've played the game long enough, grinding for resources would feel like an eternity. It's the first point that gets a lot of people, especially the ones that are highly competitive. To be fair, Guardian Tales is a game that is very free-to-play friendly. Competing at higher ranks is tough but not impossible, and they've done a lot of updates that have benefited all players in the past, such as giving out more coffee and improving stats for old characters. But as I say that, I can't help but think of the recent updates that have been geared more towards pay-to-win players, such as the Merge Forge, Guardian Base Camp, and adjustments to Hero Stone distribution. I don't have too much to complain about the Guardian Base Camp since the levels are capped, but the Hero Stone distribution adjustment really does hurt. It doesn't ruin the whole experience, but it does discourage some from competing, more so than it encourages them to spend money on the game. The gap has widened, and it looks like it's going to be like that for a long time, but there are some ways that free-to-play players can keep up. Outside of dumb luck, proper resource management is one of the best things you could do. It sounds so trivial, but knowing where to use your resources can mean the difference between 2 weeks or 2 months to develop a hero. And I'm not exaggerating either. If you spend your stamina on the EXP dungeon, then you'd probably have a lot of leveled up characters, but how many of them are actually 5-starred? Not a lot, I bet. Another way is to remain active. The game rewards people who come on frequently, and it's not like you're gonna spend a lot of time doing your dailies. If you have a system, it usually just takes you minutes, then you can go away for hours before you need to log back in, and again for another short session. This is truer for people who have been playing for months, but if your goal is to compete in higher ranks, then it's almost a requisite to stay active. Things like co-op arena and Camazone are a different discussion because they take longer to adequately complete. But if you suddenly find yourself busy in life but don't want to be left behind, then log in a few minutes a day so you can complete your dailies and push the thought aside. While we're at it, let's talk about starting over or taking a break. A lot of people feel like they need to create a new account or step away from their current one, especially those who feel like they have terrible luck or are lagging behind. I'm gonna tell you now that everyone's luck is the same. There is no specific area that you need to visit or specific phone that you need to have to boost your luck. Even if you create a new account, your luck is gonna end up being the same, and the developers actually confirmed this a while back. But if you need some sort of habit to ease your mind, then go ahead. Admittedly, I do have my own ritual, and it feels like my luck improves whenever I do it. But it's more likely that it has improved because I'm doing more 10x pulls instead of single pulls. But yeah, creating a new account does improve your luck. It gives you a lot of gems if you're proficient in speedrunning the game, and hence more pulls, but that's just about it. As for taking a break, I think it's not the right call if your main reason is to help improve your luck. It's a different story if you're stepping back to take care of your health. But if you're gonna take a break, regardless of the reason, then it's probably a good idea to adjust your expectations when coming back. The people that have not been on break will of course have better accounts or more developed heroes because they've been grinding. They haven't missed a beat. So when you come back, don't complain that, oh, I have horrible luck because of this and that. You literally just returned, so spend time re-establishing yourself in the game. And if that's not enough, maybe you can consider making a purchase or two. You can either look at it as being pay to win or mostly free to play. I think a lot of people consider themselves free to play even if they spend some money on the game, if it's just for the small packs. But yeah, all a matter of perspective. Lastly, you could continue to expand your knowledge of the game by looking up guides and watching videos such as these. There are plenty of guides that will teach you the best Colosseum formations or the most optimal teams for arena and raids. You don't have to discover it all on your own. Not that that's a bad thing, but there's literally a community of Guardian Tales players that are willing to share invaluable knowledge, and I think it's a bit foolish to not give it some sort of consideration. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.